Let's talk about lines. This presentation is a collection of activities and lessons that you can do with the younger kids to teach about line in your elementary art classroom. I do these with my kindergartners, but you could certainly use them with pre-K and 1. Some are even good for second grade. I'm going to show you the books and videos that I use, some ideas for movement, and some ideas for making. The book that I love is Lines That Wiggle by Candace Whitman. Now you can do this as a read aloud, but there is also a video, specifically the Vooks narrated storybooks, that has an excellent animation. It is really great to watch. I usually show it a couple of times. This one, A Line Can Be by Laura Lundqvist, also has a read aloud on YouTube. And of course, Larry the Line by Cassie Stevens. You've probably seen her video in which she teaches about Larry the Line, but she has also just recently published a book version. You might also use Scratch Garden Line Song. I have a whole lesson about that in the second grade. And this Once Upon a Line, this read aloud on YouTube is good, but it's a little long and slow. So I would use that if you've got more time to fill. Many of us have the elements of art posted somewhere in our room, so you can point to that. The board and the doorway are the two that the children usually point out first for lines. The flag is a good source of lines. You probably have one of those. The legs of the chair. I have them look on themselves, their shoes. Do they have zippers? Do they have laces? And hair is a good thing to point out for line. You can see my hair is very straight. And what about my glasses? Can you see the lines around my eyes that the glasses make? Next, we're going to do a little movement because sitting still is hard. You can do that movement sitting right on the floor or in your seats, or if you've got a little more room and a little more time, you can get up, stand up, and move around the room. First off, draw lines in the air. Straight lines, wiggly lines, zigzag lines. Fun for everyone. Stand up, move your arms. Make lines with your body. Do a little dance. Can you make your arms and legs squiggly? How about a zigzag? Can you be wavy? Let's see how straight you can stand. You can also experience some movement by doing some tabletop play. Any kind of chain is great to wiggle and play with on the tabletop, but pipe cleaners are also cool. Yarn, ribbon, string. I challenge them to make all different kinds of lines. Can you make a straight line, a curved line? Can you make it wiggly, spiral, zigzag? Sometimes I will draw the line on the whiteboard and see if they can make the same line with whatever material they have on the table. If the class isn't too wild, I try to have a parade around the room. We'll all walk straight with our hands on our sides. Then we walk wiggling our hands in the air. Then we'll zigzag through the desks. You can parade through the room and point at the different lines in the room. The flag, the blinds, the board. Stickman poses is a lot of fun. The teacher puts their arms and legs out in different lines in different positions, and everybody sees if they can get their arms and legs in the same position to copy those lines. You can have the kids partner up and one of them be the leader and one of them be the follower, or let different kids come to the front of the room and get into a stickman position. Waving crepe paper streamers is very fun, especially if you have a lot of room or if you have the chance to go outside. Watch how the streamer makes a line in the air as you wave it around. Now we're ready to make some art. We do a draw along. I'll draw on the board and they draw on their papers. Who can make a straight line all the way across? How about a zigzag? Zigzag, 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 zigzag. What about a wavy line? Up and down, up and down. We usually do about 8 or 9 lines, depending on how much time we have and how skilled the kids are. You can do a guided drawing with different kinds of lines. The sun is a popular favorite, very easy. I often just give them free draw and encourage them to make pictures with all different kinds of lines. The pipe cleaner pool noodle sculpture is a very popular favorite. This is not mine. I got this from the Messy Art Club on Facebook. You can follow their directions. But really all you need is pipe cleaners and pool noodles. Another popular favorite, this one is mine, is the paper line sculpture. Some people call it paper roller coasters. I call mine paper playground. And all you need is strips of paper, glue stick, and scissors. Here you can see I've also given them additional paper shapes. The line collage is usually my first project of the year with the first graders. They get several pieces of paper. We do a guided drawing with 8 or 9 lines, including straight, zigzag, wavy, castle. Then they cut them and glue them together any way they want. Often I'll make this a 2-week project. In the first week, we do the drawing and the cutting, and I mix all the papers together. And in the second week, they get to pull from the bin of pieces that they cut last week, all mixed up together. That way, if everyone just cuts 2 colors, they still have access to all the colors. You're going to want to use your vocabulary consistently all through your classes. So this is what I call them: straight, bumpy, castle, curved, squiggle, wavy, spiral, zigzag, and broken. You can easily call that dotted as well. But I think it works best if you use your terminology consistently so that when you say broken or dotted up through first, second, third grade and beyond, they know what you're talking about. Because so many of us start teaching line at the beginning of the school year, I'm going to throw in a few tips for teaching the little ones. Kindergartners, especially at the beginning of the year, they're still babies working on focusing and sitting still. Break up your lesson plan into small chunks of different activities, moving from one thing to another. Make sure they have the opportunity to move around, even if they don't actually leave their seats. They need some wiggling activity. Be prepared to repeat yourself, and repeat yourself, and repeat yourself. Kids this age love repetition, and they will probably enjoy getting the same songs or the same story 2 weeks in a row. All of these activities and the lesson ideas are aimed to really practice basic skills: sitting and listening, drawing, cutting, gluing. Take advantage of this opportunity at the beginning of the year to go slowly and go over classroom expectations. Where do we get the pencils? How do we put the glue back on the glue stick? How do we handle the scissors? Set up your classroom rules and expectations while you're doing these fun line activities. Finally, I'm a tab teacher. I'm focused on teaching for artistic behavior. So this video and all of my videos are really focused on stimulating the students to come up with their own ideas, to work independently, to get their own supplies, to apply what they've learned to making their own original creative art. Don't worry about focusing on making things that are cute or finished or matching. Let the kids have the opportunity to say what they think about line, what they want to make about line, what lines they want to make, and how they want to make them. All while teaching them how you want them to move in your classroom, where you want to keep things, and while establishing behavior expectations and encouraging creativity. Once you know how to make lines, think about all the other things you're going to be able to do in the art room. I do have some other line lessons already posted. Line lessons for pre-K through second goes a little more in-depth with some of the projects that I have listed here, and some additional ones for first and second grade. Imagination lines is a true favorite and so adaptable to many different ages, going all the way up through high school. The kids love this one, and it is perfect for a tab classroom. The Sea Lines project is a variation of the line collage that I showed earlier. All of the lines are done in shades of blue. They make waves, and on top of that line collage, we then draw and add different sea creatures. You can see my little fish there has different kinds of lines on him. All of these videos are already posted on my Heidi House site, so check them out. And have fun making lines. I'm going to be posting my entire curriculum on this channel, so like and subscribe if you want to build up your resources. I welcome I encourage comments and input of your own ideas and I encourage comments for your own ideas and adaptations of I also encourage you to comment and share your own adaptations and ideas on this subject because we love to help each other and see what the other teachers are doing to make our own lessons better.